Be quiet. Sit down. No, keep your briefcases. You're going to need them. Great Scott! Do you have any idea what's happening right now outside that window? Nothing. But right here, on this map, everything is happening. Take a look. I'm unrolling a map of East Asia. See this line creeping through the mountains from the sea and vanishing into the desert? That's not a river. That's not a border on paper. That's a wall. And we need to see it right now. Not tomorrow, not after the bell. Now. Hold on to your chairs. I'm firing up the machine. So, fact number 1, and it'll knock the wind out of you. In 2012, China's State Administration of Cultural Heritage wrapped up a 5-year survey. Archaeologists walked the mountains with instruments, counting every rampart, every tower, every collapsed mound. The total? 21,196 kilometers. That's every wall from every era, all combined. Let me help you feel that number. The equator is 40,000 kilometers long, so the wall is more than halfway around the planet. If you got in a car and drove 100 kilometers an hour, non-stop, no sleep, no food, you'd be driving for nearly 9 days. On foot, 30 kilometers a day, you'd be walking for almost 2 years. And now the big thing everyone gets wrong. This is not one wall. It's not like someone just built it from start to finish. It's dozens of walls built by different dynasties in different centuries, sometimes 1,000 kilometers apart. Some were linked together, some were abandoned, some were torn apart brick by brick for village houses. Jump ahead, 3rd century BC. We're standing in the dust on a bare ridge. Around us, thousands of people with baskets of earth on their shoulders. Emperor Qin Shi Huang has just united China. He takes the old walls of the separate kingdoms and orders them connected into a single line against the nomads from the north. That's where the legend of one great wall was born. But look closely at it. No brick, no stone. It's earth. The technique is called Hantu, rammed earth. They set up 2 wooden boards, fill the space between them with a layer of soil 10 to 15 centimeters thick, and beat it with heavy mallets until it's hard as stone. Then the next layer, then the next, and so on, all the way up. It still holds today. Out in the Gobi Desert, sections from the Han Dynasty are still standing, over 2,000 years old. Earth, reeds, sand, and patience. Jump ahead again. The Ming Dynasty, 14th century. Now this is the wall you see on every postcard. Gray brick, a wide road along the top, battlements, towers. The Badaling and Mutianyu sections where tour buses pull up today, that's Ming, not Qin. The difference between them is roughly the same as the difference between you and ancient Rome. The average height of this wall is 7 to 8 meters. That's the second floor of a building. On top, a road 4 to 5 meters wide. Soldiers marched in rows, carts rolled along, cannons were hauled up. And here's the fact I absolutely love. What held the brick together? In 2010, chemists from Zhejiang University took mortar from a Ming wall and broke it down into its components. In the lime, they found amylopectin, a substance from sticky rice. Builders boiled rice porridge and mixed it with lime. This mortar becomes stronger and barely lets water through. The wall literally holds together on rice. Who did all of this work? 3 groups. Soldiers from border garrisons, the wall was their job and their home. Peasants conscripted into forced labor. And convicts sent north instead of being executed. How many were there? Here I have to be honest, not dramatic. There is no exact count of the builders. Historians only have estimates. Under the Qin alone, hundreds of thousands of people may have been working at the site at once, and over the centuries, millions passed through it. Anyone who gives you an exact death toll is giving you a guess. And now, 2 myths it's time to drop. First, that dead workers were sealed inside the wall, and it stands on bones. A beautiful legend, but archaeologists find burials next to the wall, in the earth, not inside the masonry. Bodies inside the masonry would have been found long ago with instruments and excavations. Second, and the most tenacious one, that the wall is visible from space with the naked eye. No. The wall is only 4 or 5 meters wide, and it's the same color as the mountains around it. Chinese astronaut Yang Liwei, after his flight in 2003, stated outright that he didn't see it. From orbit, you're far more likely to notice city lights at night and smoke plumes than this line. So why build it at all if you can just go around? But it was never meant to stop anyone in their tracks. It was meant to slow them down. A nomad's strength is speed. Swoop in, grab, vanish. Now they have to find a passage, get their horses down, and haul the loot back over the rampart. And all along, the wall's main weapon is at work: communication. They lit signals on the towers, smoke by day, flame by night. And the signal had a code. Under Ming Dynasty rules, the number of smoke columns and gunshots told you how many enemies were approaching. One signal, a small force. 5, thousands. The message hopped from tower to tower and reached deep into the country within hours. It was an internet made of fire, 1,500 years before the telegraph. Now let's come back. I start the machine and we jump to the present day. The wall is below us, and half of it is gone. In 2012, the China Great Wall Society estimated that about 30% of Ming-era sections had already been lost, and much of what remains is crumbling. Not from wars. Wind, rain, plant roots, villages, roads, tourists taking bricks home as keepsakes. Here's one last comparison, and write it down. A modern concrete highway lasts 20 to 30 years before major repairs. Asphalt lasts less than 10. But this earthen rampart has stood for 2,000 years, with no blueprints, no machinery, no computer calculations. It was built by people who had no idea what cement is in our sense of the word, and mixed lime with rice porridge. And you know what gets me? The wall was built to divide. And today, people from every continent come to it to meet, look at each other, and take photos on the same battlements. It failed as a border and won as a monument. All right, time's up. The machine is cooling down, off to your next lesson. But I will give you homework. Write in the comments, what wall would you build if you had a time machine? And the interesting part, who would it be against? I'll read them all.